day, world. My name is Sandler Francois of Premier Paralegal. Premier Paralegal provides assistance to attorneys and the public who need to get legal paperwork prepared and filed correctly at an affordable price. I'll be sharing my over 15 years of knowledge helping people navigate the court system. And today we're going to discuss the top 5 mistakes a lot of people make when they're doing their own uncontested divorce. Let's start with number 1. Number 1 is not knowing where your spouse is. A lot of times they get calls at the office, the phone rings, and people say, I'm starting my divorce, I paid the filing fee to the court, but now I need to get a signature from my spouse. And what starts to happen is they realize that they're stuck. So before you begin, make sure you, 1, know where your spouse is located, because the courts will tell you that to receive an uncontested divorce judgment, your spouse is going to be made aware that the divorce is happening by you. And that's going to happen one of 2 ways. Either they're going to sign a document called an affidavit of defendant, which states that they are aware that the divorce is happening, or you're going to have a friend, family member, or a licensed process server serve your spouse. And that person is going to fill out a document declaring to the court that they informed your spouse that the divorce is happening. Without those 2 things, your divorce is going nowhere and will not be simple. So number 1 is make sure you know where your spouse is located. Number 2 is thinking your divorce can get done fast. Another call that we get at Premier Paralegal is, can I get divorced in 4 weeks? My friend got divorced in 6 weeks. Or the classic, can I get divorced overnight? Well, here's the answer. It all depends on you. But I'll be clear, it's not going to be done overnight or in a week or 2. It depends on the court's backlog. The court will inform you as to how backed up they are, and they have a system whereas you can check the process of your divorce and its status. It also depends on your ability to pay. The courts have filing fees, and guess what? The court is about justice, but they're about business too. If you're not ready to pay, then not ready to play. And going back to our first point, knowing where your spouse is, because you'll remember, your spouse either needs to sign or be served. So if you can't meet those 3 criteria, then your divorce not only won't get done fast, it won't get done at all. So number 2 is do not make the mistake of thinking your divorce will get done fast. Mistake number 3. Many times people call us at Premier Paralegal. Either they're going to show us the work that they did themselves, or they come in to allow us to help them start the process. And what happens is they expect a huge child support payment or a huge alimony payment. Alimony also being known as spousal maintenance. Now, I'm not in the business of giving you legal advice about your life. Only you know what you feel you're entitled to. But your divorce can quickly go from a simple uncontested divorce to a complicated contested divorce, in which no one can help you except a trial attorney, and guess what? You got to pay him or her for their time. But mistake number 3 is having a huge picture in your mind of getting a lot of money when really it's about you getting your freedom. Mistake number 4 is doing it totally on your own without showing it to a professional. Professional could mean the court clerk. Every court has an office of the self-represented. I would suggest if you don't have the funds and you don't have the time, or rather, if you don't have the funds but you have more time, to take it to the court clerk. Have them look at it. Hopefully you'll find a helpful court clerk that will go ahead and point out the things that need to be corrected before you submit it to the judge. Next, you can use a paralegal service, like Premier Paralegal. What we would do is not give you legal advice. You know what you want to do. We look through it with a fine-tooth comb to make sure all the technical aspects are done properly. We know what the judges are looking for. We know what the courts are looking for. So if you're looking for a true legal divorce and just need someone to school teacher it for you, to be your coach, Premier Paralegal's for you. Lastly, you can find a trustworthy attorney. There are some out there. I know the jokes you're making. How can I find a trustworthy attorney? Believe it, we work with attorneys also, and many of them have great reputations. If you're willing to pay, then they'll be willing to play. So I would suggest you have it looked over by a professional, because mistake number 4 is doing it totally on your own. And the last mistake that we come across at Premier Paralegal are those who pay a low fee for such a complicated process. At Premier Paralegal, we do charge fees for our services. But understand this, A lot of people that some will call our competitors, we don't call them competitors, but a lot of people go to other services similar to ours, they get a divorce defect, and then that service or company refuses to help them navigate through to a solution. So when they come to us, sometimes it comes out how much they paid. And we've heard fees as low as $49, $99, $149, or $249. It doesn't matter in the great scheme of things, but you remember what your mom used to say, you get what you pay for. So I suggest to you that you make sure you're sitting with someone who's reputable, competent, and typically that's reflected in their service fee. If it sounds like it's a bit high, ask them what you're paying for. And I have a feeling if you're going to someone who's really about this, then what you'll experience is top quality service. So don't make mistake number 5. Make sure you pay or you're going to get what you pay for. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and visiting and learning about the top 5 mistakes that people make when doing their own uncontested divorce. For more information, visit our website, premierparalegal.com. That's Premier paralegal, no space.com. Or you can submit a question below, or you can subscribe because there's going to be many helpful and hopefully entertaining videos soon to come. So until next time, I challenge you to continue to improve your mind, body, and spirit because the best in your life is yet to come.